Well, you never know. You may need that. Oh, I think we're live.
I think we're live. Hi, Kaylee.
Booyah. Hello, Cody. I was literally about to ask you, how are you? How have you been?
I'm hanging in there. Although we did get good news today. KNCI was nominated for a CMA award.
Oh my
Live
gosh, I didn't
Market
know.
Station of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so are you. Musical
Yeah,
of the Year with Miranda and all the girls. Fooled around and fell in love. How are you feeling about that?
pretty good. I sent them all just like a screaming voicemail this morning. And yeah, it's just so amazing. And I'm just so proud of my friends too. Like just seeing Ashley McBride as not entertainer, but female vocalist of the year,
Yeah.
having Miranda like in the running for entertainer of the year again. Like it's just really cool to see just wonderful people being appreciated for the
Nice.
awesome stuff they're making.
Yeah. Is this your first nomination?
First CMA one, yes.
Okay. And next year, obviously, new artists, then female artists. We have high hopes.
Fingers crossed for
Yeah.
sure.
So also, congratulations on your debut album that just dropped, what, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, it feels like 2 years ago already. We've put so much work into it, and now just kind of sitting back and reading comments and getting to actually experience it from a listener's point of view again. Because now it's like a 3-year-old baby that I've been raising, and finally I'm introducing to the world, and getting their take on this music and seeing how it relates to them is just the coolest part about it. So it's been kind of spread out. I was a little afraid to release it because I thought at first it was like a big bang and then it's gone. Like it's like, okay, release, and we don't even get to have a true album release party where fans can come and like enjoy it with us. Instead, I'm sitting at home watching the live stream, afterwards, the day after, trying to like feel it.
Right.
Like just, I was trying to soak it in because I feel like when I was doing the live stream, I was so like, I was just trying to keep my breath, to be completely honest.
Right.
And considering that's the album release party, it felt like it took a couple days for me to like feel it, I guess. But
Yeah.
with people like connecting to it, it's been really cool. I'm just so grateful people are listening.
Yeah. And you're going to see a lot more of that as time goes on, as you drop more singles. I heard on this album, and I don't know if this is correct or not, that every story, every song is a true life experience for you. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
How have you ever second guessed doing that, being so personal in your writing and having that out there in the open?
No, I mean like once every other hour, not much. Uh,
Right.
yeah, I most definitely did.
Yeah.
And there was a few months that it was harder than others. It was like right after everything was produced and we send it to mastering. And mastering means, okay, this is the last thing you do before you release it. And you don't change it. You know what I mean? You don't go back from
Right.
there. That was when the panic set in. I was like, oh my gosh. What
So,
if I've made a mistake? What if I shouldn't have said that much? What if I should have went a different way? You never know how personal you really need to be, but I feel like art is such a personal thing. It's the one place
yeah.
where I feel like I need to try and be as vulnerable as possible, because if I put that forth, I feel like it makes people feel more comfortable to be vulnerable and just themselves with me.
Right.
So, I'm trying to create a no judgment zone by spreading all my crap out, all my dirty laundry. Come
And
on
that's
in, brother. I've done worse, probably.
same. But that's what I love about you. I always say that you're one of my favorite female artists coming up because you are so personal, especially on your Twitter, which I
Yeah.
love. Like just 2 weeks ago, you were talking about how you went to the dentist and you didn't have time to brush your teeth beforehand, and you were like super hyper conscious about it, nervous that you had coffee breath. I'm not kidding you. The same thing happened to me 2 weeks prior. So I was laughing hysterically at this tweet, and I'm like, I love this because I can relate. Literally the same thing just happened to me.
I love the movie Bridget Jones.
Yes.
And when you kind of boil it down, it's like she has these awful little moments. But there's always some really cute British man coming to her rescue, or she's like proving herself in front of. And I was like, where are my British men? I feel like I'm the American version of Bridget Jones, as far as like the accident prone, like,
Right.
kind of a weirdo. But I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I just want the two beautiful men to come chasing after me.
Yeah, well, they're out there. Hey, man, if you're watching.
Knock, knock.
Let's talk about your makeup for a second. First of all, your eyes look gorgeous.
Ah,
I love this
thank
look. I
you.
love how it matches your shirt. You do
Yes,
your makeup, right?
I do. I have a lot of makeup artists that I work with, but for this kind of stuff, just sitting at home, yeah.
Well, you look like you have a good grip on it, like you are a makeup artist. I
Oh,
feel like not
thanks.
many artists can say that, so that's really cool.
I love painting, and I feel like I've kind of been I have like a painter's block, kind of like a writer's block right now, where I was like, man, I just can't create what I really want to create. So I've been stuck in the painting realm of my life, and that used to be like a therapy to me. So now I feel like I've kind of connected to makeup through that, because I can use it towards my art. I can put it, I can use it on stage. I can show my, I guess, emotions through it, but also, for some reason, man, I just have to find ways to be creative that like I can see.
Right.
That's my thing. I'm having to like garden a lot and like just see things grow, because you can't be on the road and you can't see people like truly reacting and connecting to the music. And I didn't realize like how much I loved that and how much I needed that to just like, keep pushing through.
Right.
So, yeah.
So speaking of trying new things, I mean, you were talking about gardening. What have you done during the pandemic that you didn't do before? Have you learned anything new? Tried anything new?
Let me think. Well, one thing that I've started working on is looping. Um, I already worked in the studio. I co-produced this record, and it was amazing. Like, it was so much fun to kind of find myself in the sound side, but I haven't ever really worked with like live show looping or anything like that. So I got a looper pedal, and it is the biggest learning curve I feel like I've ever had in music. But hey, like, it's so cool to just pick something up and actually be like, hey, I have time. I have to do it. I
Right.
can't say I'm too busy right now.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I've picked up a few little things like that. I feel like I've gotten much more organized in my daily life, which is such a blessing. And also, I've been cooking a bunch more. I've been figuring out new recipes and things like that I just didn't know last year.
Right. I've been doing the same. Relatable. So the last time I saw you, you were in our lounge and you were performing on a children's xylophone.
Yeah,
I
still
just
got her. She's over there.
is it over there in the corner? That's awesome.
Yeah, she's hung on the side of my rig. With right now I have a face shield as well that I had to wear at a video shoot the other day.
Stop.
It's just yeah, I keep the essentials for shows over there.
I love it. So what other instruments have you performed with or can we expect in the future when, live shows eventually come back?
Well, I've always played acoustic guitar. I love classical guitars, especially. But this year I'm actually bringing out my electric guitar right behind this reverse mirror image
I
thing just
know.
makes me
Trips
struggle.
too.
All right, right there. That guitar is actually my dad's from the 70s.
Oh,
And
wow.
he gave it to me after my house fire because I lost all of my guitars except one. And I needed an electric still. So he gave me that. And yeah, I'm playing that on the road. So really excited to kind of get to bring a little bit of my history out on the road with me. But I love to goof around on bass. Now, if you put me on the spot and made me play bass, I would just die. I'd melt, into the ground.
Right.
But it's one of those things when I'm by myself. I love to get a bass down, put some little like simple drum beat on Logic, and then just like kind of goof around. I usually, the only time I ever use them is if I'm writing. If I write something cool over it, I'll send it over to another producer and be like, hey, I want to do this with it. Can you make it sound the way, I'm trying to make it sound? And they're like, for sure. So, yeah, I've just been picking up little things lately.
Cool. So you are going to perform some songs for us today. Is that correct?
Yes,
Would you like
ma'am.
to?
First, I
Speaking of
want to show you the coolest little thing. My mom taught me this. She got all these little Christmas, they come out at Christmas time, but they're Christmas ornament timers or whatever.
Yeah.
You put it on your plugins, and anyways, you can turn everything off. Well, she got a bunch one Christmas. Got overly excited. I do the same thing where I buy 10 of whatever it is that I just needed one of. And so she set up our entire house on it. And now when you shut off the house, like, because she loves lamps and I love little bulb lights and stuff. Now you go through the house and you have like 15 of these on a thing and you're like, you know?
Right.
But anyways, I figured out how to make it work for my life. And now I just, now my guitar amp is on.
Oh my gosh, I
Microphone is
love that.
on. I just like it. I figured out if I have all this, it gives me just like a little bit of reverb and it makes it sound better for everyone else. It just sounds cooler and more like you're here. So,
Yeah.
you know, to each his own. But okay, do you want me to play one song, Cody? You want me to play a couple? What do you want today?
Let's do 2.
Okay.
You got the new album out. I want people who haven't listened to finally get around to it because it's incredible. We need people to get familiar with you because she's the next best thing, people. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Okay. Let me do this song. I'm going to try not to squeak in this chair. I am determined not to get a desk chair because I feel like an armchair is so much vibier. But yeah, she squeaks as I perform in her. So I'll try to sit real still. This song is called Looking for a Lighter. This is number 3 on the record, and it was inspired by my kitchen junk drawer, and it's a true story. So here we go. Today I turned 23, finally catching up with my old fake ID. Just found it in the kitchen drawer full of sentimental things that I don't need anymore. Still I'm searching through coupons and keys, dead flowers and figurines and old letters from you. Damn, and the memories I rifle through when I'm looking for light. How can you take me right back? Spark up a memory and just like that, you got me burning so bad, bad, bad. Your love is a drag, it's a drag, it's a drag. It's just a cheap drink love's patio, needing someone to light my smoke in a sea of black leather jackets. Find you like metal on a magnet, oh flame, you light me up. Small talk is leading into dangerous stuff, in the playing with fire. When I'm looking for a lighter, How can you make me right back? Spark up a memory and just like that, you got me burning so bad, bad, bad. Your love is a drag, it's a drag, it's a drag. Just when I think I'm over it, I pick you up just like a bad habit, the kind of habit that don't last. Your love is a drag, it's a drag, it's a drag, it's a drag. Looks like I'm looking for you, but I ain't looking for you. Damn, the memories I rifle through when I'm looking for a light. And I'm looking for a lighter. Looks like I should get going. Looks like I should quit smoking. Boop, boop.
So good.
Thank
Gosh, I
you.
love that one.
I love doing my hair in braids because I just gotta be honest, my hair's dirty and I'm trying to savor. You
Girl.
know, I'm trying to
Yes.
save in between the washes because my hair's never had this much time off, you know?
I know. Yeah.
So I'm trying to just, enjoy it. So
I
I have
like
braids,
it.
and the only thing is this little one keeps like jumping
Popping
onto
out.
the strings. And the whole time my hand, I was trying to like
Like,
play
how do I?
volleyball with it, slapping
There
it
we
back
go.
off.
Well,
Lord
it worked.
Almighty. These are problems the boys don't know about.
Not at all, and it's so unfortunate.
I was hanging out with Miranda and Ashley and Tennille the other day, and man, we were talking about all the things that men in country music may not know about. And we were talking about how they don't know what Caprizio tights are, like ballet tights. Beyonce has to wear them too, like we were talking about all these different like Spanx and stuff that you wear underneath these award dresses and stuff, and
Right.
we were just like, they don't have to worry about that. And it was so comforting though to be with some other women that like understand what it's like to go through an entire day, in 6-inch heels and 3 pairs of Spanx. Like it's kind of nice because they get like that little added pressure it seems to add. Like
So much.
oh
Little. I would argue it's a lot. It's a lot
man,
for all women.
I was even joking with one of my guy friends. I was like, man, I caught my hair on fire the other day, and he rubbed his head. He's bald, and he was like, yeah, I don't know that issue.
Right?
I've never experienced that.
No
like,
burns,
oh,
no nothing from irons.
It was my fault. I backed into my counter. I literally turned around. I was moving a Glade candle. Dang it, Glade.
Right?
Anyways,
Well, we love you so much.
I moved it to a windowsill really fast because I had some people coming in and they were putting dishes down. And then I just turned around and I was like, hey. And my roommate saw it and lunged for me. And
Oh my gosh.
2020 has been a crazy year, guys.
No kidding. If it's not one thing, it's another.
So what's the weirdest thing that's happened to you this year?
What's
your weirdest 2020 moment personally for you?
Oh my gosh.
Because I feel like everyone has their story.
Isn't that what's, I literally just had this conversation with my co-host the other day. I go, you know what's giving me some comfort is knowing that I'm not the only one suffering. And it's not just what's happening in the world going through this global pandemic. It's also personal stuff. I feel like a lot of people have been affected by something personally that's just like, well, let's just stack it. Let's just add it to the list. I did go through a bad breakup.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Listen, everything happens for a reason. I am in a much better place now. So
yeah, but it sucks it happened during quarantine because normally it'd be like, okay, I'm sad. I can go out with my friends. You know, I can at least maybe meet someone new just to talk to, or whatever it is. It's that moving on time and being stuck in it. I'm so sorry for you.
No, it's okay. You know what? I actually found dating during quarantine has been kind of nice. Like getting to know people. I feel like most people were like, let's talk on the dating apps. Let's meet right away. And then you don't hear from them, right? Or it just kind of fizzles out. But people have actually been taking the time to get to know me, like ask me a bunch of different questions, really listening to the station. And that's been kind of nice. I feel like I've actually gotten to know a few guys, which
I have to know this. Has any guy you've ever like dated listened in on the show and like been like, hey, why did you say that about me?
Yes.
Because I've always wondered, you have to share so much of your life. It's just like what I do. I just got in this for music. I honestly didn't think about all the rest of it, like the sharing, so much of your life and your family's information. And, I actually am a kind of private in that regard to my family. But with my own life, I'm like, I don't care. You're going to see it anyways. And if it comes from me, you're not going to give me crap for it,
Exactly.
So my thing is like, how do you do it when you have to go on air and be honest and like talk about things that are happening?
Yep. I'll be honest with you. I've made a few mistakes in the past that I've learned from that made me see it in a whole new light and perspective, because I think like you, I got into it where I was like, my job is so cool. It's so entertaining. It's so fun. I'm so blessed to do this that I kind of just went out there and word vomit, and then I got in trouble. I wouldn't say in trouble, but you upset people, you hurt
Yeah.
people, and then it makes you rethink your actions. But now I have to have the conversation with guys that I'm really into, like after the first date. If they want to go on a second, I'm like, okay, well, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. And I don't name names, and I don't want to talk about anybody or say anything negative without addressing it with them first. So yeah, it's a learning curve and something that you just kind of figure out over time. But it's maybe that's the reason why I'm still single. I don't know. It's gonna take a really strong, cool guy to be like, you know what, whatever.
I was thinking actually about possibly, getting back into the dating game just in quarantine because I am a lover of Jane Austen novels.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I'm like, yes, boy, write me a sonnet. Like, write me a letter and, wax seal it, buddy. Send it to my P.O. box, not even my door.
Right.
For 2 months. And then you may kiss my hand. No, I'm kidding. But like, still, I love that, like, just like writing letters to one another. And I'm like, maybe this is my time to shine.
It is. I'm telling you, because that's kind of been the experience for me. Just a lot of texting, phone calls, all that kind of stuff that I feel like I didn't do much of before.
Yeah. I'm really bad at texting and calling and all of it, honestly. I'm really bad at communication when it's not in person. So that's something I'm having to learn through all this.
Yeah, you would have to try to get over that in some way. Because that's really all we have. Unless you do a social distance date, which is,
Oh man, it's been hard. Just because I don't enjoy a phone call as much as just seeing that person on the road every day and hanging out with them. But you got to find ways to communicate. And with some of my friends, it's even just like sending random stuff to one another. Or with my mom right now, she's back home. A friend of the family has this big field where he planted blueberry bushes years and years ago. Didn't mind them or anything. They've grown wild. They've taken over. And he's like, y'all just go out and get as many as you want because I didn't even really like blueberries, So anyways, they go out there and they can get 5-gallon buckets every day. And so my mom is making jam. That has been her quarantine jam, is literally making blueberry jam. So
amazing.
Yeah. Sorry, that was random, but I just think it's cute.
No, it's so cute. All of us have just had to make adjustments and try to make this work. I mean, it's not normal, but we're making the best of it.
I've watched more TV shows than I've ever watched in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've stopped watching TV and I've gone out. I'm like out hiking, biking, doing all sorts of stuff that I didn't like normally do. Not that I wasn't into hiking before, but just the extreme now.
You're doing what I should be doing. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel like I am just right now I'm definitely in the frozen pizza, Sour Patch Kids part of quarantine. It hit me late, guys. I was doing really good up until now. But
you know what?
This past week has been like that. And I'm like, I let myself ride through stuff like this. I just tell myself, like, you know what? It's okay. Tomorrow, you're going to wake up and try to go for a jog. And then I wake up and I'm like, I am not going for a jog. And I'm like, it's okay,
maybe
buddy.
Tomorrow.
I'm going to give you a few more days. It's fine. But then you're going to go for a jog. I can't get too mad at myself because I have to put up with this woman every day.
Yep. Isn't that the truth? I feel the same way. And you got to be soft, especially during these times. You got to be gentle with yourself because otherwise you'll go crazy.
Yeah. I feel like that was one thing about the album was I was so scared to put it out during this time.
Right.
But kind of like what you were saying about empathy, I think that this time, one little blessing and silver lining of the storm cloud is that I think people are developing empathy through this that may not have had a chance yet to learn it,
Totally.
I think you learn empathy. I don't know if you're born with it so much. The way I look at the world now, I'm like, some of y'all got to learn that. But
right.
Anyways, I was so scared to put this out in the world because it's your debut album. It's been 3 years of work.
Right.
What if no one listens? What if no one cares? Because there's so much more going on in the world, and I don't blame them. But then finally, I was reading back some poetry from one of my favorite poets, Rupi Kaur, and one of her poems is this one line. It's like 5-6 words, and it says, To be vulnerable is to be powerful.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, man, that's it. Like, that's the one thing I've always wanted in this music, is to be vulnerable. And honestly, the one thing I need when I'm going through a hard time is to feel somebody else's emotions that are as deep as mine are at the moment, you
Yeah.
know? But something that can just pull me out of mine for a bit, but something heavy enough that it keeps me out of my mind for 3 minutes. And that's what I was trying to make with this record, and I hope that it translated. But yeah, it has been really cool to see people. I feel like people are really binging the record instead of just listening, you know, the 30 minutes into work and 30 minutes back home.
Right.
Like, they're actually just, you know, deep cleaning their closet for the 5th time in the month, and they're listening
Put it on in
twice
the
through.
background. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about, like, with concerts coming back, you know, with the slow movement of that.
Right.
I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen, you know? So really, we're just waiting it out until then. But I can't wait until the first show that people know the words. And
Yeah.
it's not a drive-in or anything. This is the, you know, all of us are shoulder to shoulder because we can be again. I really can't wait for that one, because there's like an energy you get on stage, and it's not us, it's you, like, it's them, you know, it's every single person listening to this right now that's been to a show. And I just miss it. It's almost like a drug. I mean, it is
Right.
such an amazing feeling to be on stage and know that I just took this heartbreak of my life and I wrote about it. I put a little time in it to really focus in on it, and it's helping you, and you're singing along, and it makes you dance.
Right.
Like, that's bad being turned into good, and that is like the best thing ever as an artist or a creator to do, is
So
to see
like
that happen through your
therapeutic.
song. What'd you say? I'm sorry,
I
Cody.
said it's like therapeutic.
Oh yeah, Audra May once told me, it was in the first write we ever had, and she said, make music medicine. She was like, you can do it.
I
She
love
goes, any of us can do that. She goes, you can make anything into a medicine if you fill it with enough love. And I was like, okay.
that.
I
And
was
look
like,
now.
man, there's a few times you write with someone here in town. Because, you know, like when you hear a song and you're like, how did they know me? Oh my God, how did they know that about me? When you start writing with these people, and sometimes someone will just throw out one line in passing, and then you're just like, I'm gonna look at life completely different forever now. You know, those are the beautiful, beautiful moments. So I'm sorry I'm talking your ear off. It's just so
No,
cool
not
to
at
like
all.
share this kind of stuff with somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So do you have another song you would like to play for us, maybe?
Hard pass. I'm kidding.
It's like, I
Okay.
don't hear about all this heartbreak you're talking about, or good.
Well, I actually, if it's cool, I mean, I can play an original as well. I wanted to play On the Road Again,
Okay.
because it was just the most random thing ever to be asked to do that, to sing the song with all the other ACM New Artist of the Year nominees. And then favorite part about this whole situation is I text Ross Copperman, one of the producers, a few days after I did my vocal video stuff. And I said, hey, like, can I get it? You know, I'm nosy. I just want to hear it because I'm so excited about it. Could you send it
Right.
to me? And he was like, well, let me wait because we got to get Willie on it. And I read it and I was just like, how many Willies are there? And I was like the Willie? And Ross was like, yeah, he said that he'd come in and sing on it with y'all. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was the most amazing day. But I've been singing this song for a while. And I just love it because it just embodies exactly how every single one of us feels right now.
Perfect.
On the road again. Let me turn it. I wanna go up higher. Sorry. It'll sound better, I swear. I'm just really indecisive. It's just me. Naturally me. On the road again. See, that's much better. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road, again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keeps turning our way, and our way is on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keeps turning our way, and our way is on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Yes. Can't wait to hear that at the ACM Awards.
I know. I hope we play it.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed.
And you're nominated for New Female Artist of the Year. Is that correct at the ACMs?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, congratulations. We can't wait to, see you there.
I know, it's so weird. It's
know.
really wild for this to be your first year, with all this happening and all this happening too. But man, just grateful. I'm just grateful that we still get to have something,
Right.
I didn't know how they do it.
Yeah. Something is better than nothing. That's for sure.
Yes. That's a Twitter one-liner.
That's a quote. That's the start of the new song. Well, thank you so much for doing a split screen session with us here today at KNC. I appreciate your time as always, Caylee, and you're always welcome back. So
thank you, Cody. Thank you for just having me. It's so good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. And hopefully you'll be back actually in studio in lounge soon.
I would love that. Let's just pray for that.
Right? Fingers crossed. All right. Well, thank you.